Z guard, because it's the most common guard in no-gi, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna play from here, and what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to be able to sit out to my hip. So in order to do that, I first have to get his knee out of the way. And the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna stay low and I'm gonna start circling around. All right, as I can circle, I can start bringing his knee up and bring it through. And now, once I sit, I'm gonna sit to my hip and I'm sitting here. When I get here, this arm's across, this arm's coming in wall flesh style to his hip here. And I'm staggering my hips. I wanna be like this. See how it gets his hips off the mat? Mm-hmm. Now he has no power. I can't do it. And I pass. Right? So my whole goal is basically to get to this spot. If I can get to here, right, no matter what version of half guard he has, where my legs are staggered, his hips are raised, he has no power here whatsoever. And from here, I'm just waiting. I can come in and open this up, or I can block his near side hip and just wait for the moment, and then I'm past, all right? You know, and I'm staying here and I'm looking to go to north-south, right? And I have my north-south attacks, you know, or I know the Atlanta guys like to come up and start coming back after the legs. But again, we'll start from here. So the first part of this is actually Dan Martinez, but I'm just working to get that knee out of my way, right? So a lot of times for the, you know, they'll play this high shield, because if he plays that low, like I can just smash it and pass, right? So if he's gonna play low, he's gonna be right on my hip and cross your ankles. Yeah, like that, right? And in this case, like if I circle him, it's not gonna help me out a whole lot. So I circle him just a little bit and then I sit, right? Now I stagger, get his hips off the mat. And now I'm just waiting, all right? I can start opening this up, make my pass. But it's all about getting his hips off of the mat. Does that make sense?
Are you throwing your right leg, the one that's over his leg, get his hips off the mat right there?
Yeah, so, yep. All right, so lock the hip down again for me. Yep. So we're here. As I start to come and I sit through, I'm just,
okay.
Right, almost like I'm going dog bar.
Right, okay.
All right, but I'm doing this to get this under his hips so his hips off the mat. And now that his hips off the mat, all he can do is hang on to my leg. All right?
Could, if it's rather go like that to escape, but I don't know if that would give up like that, right? Like in that 1 second you have me there, right? Mm-hmm.
Like once I sit out?
Yeah, once you sit out.
Possibly.
Right. You know, but now I feel like you're just gonna take my back, like.
Well, I mean, you're hitting that sweep, so go back to it though. So lock the hip down.
Sorry.
All right, so that's why when I make this, they like to go.
Oh, stop me, yeah.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
So they like to go here.
Right, because now I can't do anything.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why they go this hand in here initially. Then they get this, you know, they get this elevated. Right, and then now they're sitting in here with this stagger, you know, and so now, like, if he tries to do that and bridge me over, right, I go to mount. If he sits there, then we just pass the guard. Does that make sense? Cool. Let's play with it. 3, 2, 1. And I hit my stagger, right, and I'm here. And I've got this in position. As I go to pass now, like I'm just bringing this leg up and I keep walking it until I break through, right? So eventually he's bent, his hips are off the mat, like he's not in a position where he's strong, right? And it's gonna be hard for him to keep hanging on to that leg. I can just keep circling, framing this hip with my arm and extending my leg and working, and eventually I'm gonna pop through. Like, so, you know, I can simply go that route, you know, if he's just trying to hang on. That's all I'm doing, all right? It's almost like I'm trying to go belly down right away when I get there, right? So, all right, so when we're here and I get to this spot, all right, I can just take my time. Like, where's he going?
Yeah, like I can't. Is this the best I can try to hold it? But you're still gonna pop it if you just keep
So,
working it.
yeah, and if he goes there,
And you can just go
through.
right through, right?
all right? So, once I get to this spot, like, he's in a lot of trouble. Like, he doesn't have much he can do right now.
I was just asking.
Yeah, I know. All right?
Right.
Does that make sense? Right? So this is a spot that we can get to and chill. Let them do all the work, you know, and just kind of feel it out. As they kind of move and try to find their way to get out of it, you're gonna end up in mount, 3/4 mount, past the guard, right? Like, something good's gonna happen, right? So just make sure, get to that spot, learn to kind of get your base right, you know, so you're not off balance and you can just chill there. You know, and then he's gonna start making whatever move he's gonna make, and then that's gonna free things up, right? So, cause even to like push into me, you know, cause his hips are off the mat, he doesn't have any strength. All right, so if he's trying to like, see how he extends? He has to extend to do that, and then your knee pops right through, right? Cause his feet aren't on the mat. His hips aren't on the mat. So that's all he can do, right? When he's like this, like the only thing he can do is this, right? So I'm just waiting. He's either gonna get tired of it and just let go and let me pass to try to start doing something else, or he's gonna try to extend to put, you know, create some space, and then we just step through and go to mount. Make sense? Cool. Let's play this some more. 3, 2, 1. Go Z-guard. Like I can get that hand there one of two ways. Like once I get him over, I can do it right away. I can just reach across. So as I sit, it's already there.
Okay.
Which is how the Atlanta guys do it, right? Or I can first hit the sit, and then before I stagger, I just put my hand in, right? Because while I'm like this, I'm fine, right? I'm staggered here, where if he pushes into me, it doesn't do him any good because I've got my base.
So that seems safer than trying to crisscross the hands off the rib.
Well, it's one of those things, like as I come across, they're just,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, it's all just at the same time, you know, and they're hitting it on everybody, so it obviously works,
Right.
right? And then I'm into my spot,
Okay.
right? And get back to there. Try to cross your ankles and like just hug my leg as much as you can, right? So when I'm here, like I'm just trying to get over the top of this leg with my foot, right? If I want to kick out of this, I'm just trying to go up and over, and then it's going to come through.
Keep
Right?
back.
So the more I can stagger him, and I can just watch that, and if I see his foot, yeah, see how it's starting to come down? Yeah.
Right there, what would you want to transition to if you had like an ideal spot? Once
For
you get
me?
through and you have that hand through,
Once I get to here,
could that hand through give you any added like spot to go to?
Step in on the legs, right?
I mean, this is his full twister side, right?
Right, okay.
I got both hips blocked. I'm sitting on his shoulder, so it's whatever twister side game you want to play now.
If it turns into you, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I've got all these
Yeah.
options, right? I can wind up, go to mount.
Right.
All right, like it's whatever twister side game you like to play. Right? So, I mean,
Right.
so you know, whatever your twister side game is. Make sense? Cool. Any other questions on that one?
Any tips for getting the hips down from the very start?
Yeah. So,
Because I can see that being some of the issues. with getting
right. So the only thing I gotta do, right, is I gotta get this hip back to the mat. If I get that hip back to the mat, I can sit out. Right now, like, I can do it, but I gotta come around it, right? And then it's hard to, so, you know, the more I can get him to that hip, so I just stay low and I circle, but as I circle, I come up to let his knee come through. Right? Now his hip's not there. Right?
I know, right?